Peace and love, peace and love, peace and blessings. July 13th, 2026. Welcome back. So it's 8 o'clock on the dot. We're back with another episode of Mindset Mondays. It's me, Doc Fresh Love. I would say, in the words of the great Sean Carter, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. But a lot of people mad at Jay-Z right now. Those high ticket prices at Yankee Stadium. A lot of people upset. People sacrifice their mortgages. But hey, if you got it, make it happen. But welcome back to Mindset Mondays. This has been a 7-week challenge. And our focus is breaking the poverty cycle. So I'm back from my hiatus. So I had I had 1 week off, but during that 1 week off, last week I had a lot of birthdays, had a house full of birthdays. So if you know me, you know. As they say, if you know, you know. A lot of birthdays in the Love House. Had a birthday on last Monday, had a birthday on last Wednesday, a birthday on last Friday, and another birthday coming up. So my boy Lucky, my son Keithan, he decided, hey, I'm going to be a Cancer too. So he kicked the door down. He was supposed to be born in August. Boy was supposed to be a Leo. He kicked the door down and said, hey, I'm going to be a Cancer too. So I'm coming to join the party. So we'll be celebrating his first birthday. Happened pretty fast, I know. So yes, a house full of Cancers, and we'll be celebrating one more. Last week had a huge hiatus. Had to take a little moment away and celebrate the family. And if you know how we do, every year I try to make it a fun thing. My wife and I we try to make it an experience that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives. My daughter, being a teenager, definitely want to make it an experience for her. So, welcome back. So as you guys know, this is week 5. So we've talked about a lot of different things, and one thing that I want to focus on this week is the difference between the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. And a lot of things going on today in the world that I want to take a little moment to touch on. So I'm really going to segue from the original topic and the original script that I had planned out, that I was focused on, simply because, it's a lot going on in the world. Specifically, thinking about what happened in Mississippi with the young man, Noah Wells. Something happened here, and I'm in North Carolina, but in South Carolina, there was a couple that took the life of their daughter in the most horrific way. I have to think of that young lady's name, but it was definitely a tragic situation. So mindset, that's why we're focusing on mindset, because when I think about it, I think about what was going on in the mindset of those individuals that did that to that baby girl. And when we think about the young man, I don't want to speculate on what happened. A lot of people are, I feel, going too deep into the personal space, right? Because you have a family that's watching all these different things take place and still waiting for answers from authorities and the powers that be on what happened with their son. But the internet has taken that and ran with it and made it a whole narrative, us versus them. And I hate that for the family, but condolences to the young man Noah Wells. But we do have a problem in this country. Obviously, racism, prejudice keeps coming back up. We keep uncovering things from America's past that's right. It's haunting us. As Malcolm X said, the chicken's coming home to roost. And I hate that. And I hate how social media has perpetuated the hate amongst the people. And all of that is mindset. That's part of the poverty mindset. Racism, the toxicity. And I hate that for the children that are growing up in this world today. So that's why we as adults, we have to do more. We have to work on ourselves. So I thank you for rocking with me over this 7-week journey. This is week 5. And again, we're just talking about the difference between fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So when we talk about the fixed mindset, it's the person that says, I am what I am. It is what it is. I can't change. This is who I am. This is who I'm going to be. If you don't love me, you don't like me, screw you. It is what it is. And there's some people that have that fixed mindset, you know, while we're on that topic of what I was just referring to, racism. We have to ask ourselves, what are those people teaching their kids? What are those people passing down, people that are still prejudiced or racist in America, in this country? To hate somebody else and pass that down to your kids and your kids' kids. That's a fixed mindset. I hate this other race of people. For what? And I'm a person that I have friends from all walks of life. I have family from all walks of life. White, Hispanic, Asian. I have friends from every part of the world. India, all over Africa. And we have to practice love. We can't act like we don't see color. I'll be wrong. I'll be lying. You'll be lying if you say you don't see color. Because you do. Because people have differences. They have cultural differences, cultural norms. But you're supposed to learn from those individuals. All those people in my life that are different, they love me. I love them. We learn from each other. And that's what it's supposed to be. If you have a growth mindset. But if you have a fixed mindset and you're still thinking it's 1950, and there's a lot of people that get mad or get upset with African Americans when they celebrate things like Juneteenth or when they celebrate Black History Month. You can't get mad at those individuals for doing that, because you have to understand what's happened for hundreds and hundreds of years. For 400 years, you're talking about a people that have been locked out of wealth generation. When you think about what was happening in America after the Great Depression in the 1930s, all the subsidies and government loans and grants, things that were given to other ethnic groups that helped them establish wealth and helped them grow wealth and get that head start to where that turned into equity. And then you think about the systemic aspect of it, right? Redlining, poll taxes, redistricting, all kind of things that have happened. Jim Crow, the Jim Crow laws. So when you have a group of people that celebrate their achievements and their accomplishments, it hasn't been that long. It hasn't been that long. So the reason I'm speaking on this tonight is because I couldn't hold my tongue. I couldn't bite my tongue any longer because as a black man, 44 years old, growing up in Mississippi, seeing what just happened in Mississippi, and how can I not be impacted by that? I think it was James Baldwin who said to be a black man in America is to be at rage at all times, consistently or constantly. And you have to come down from that. So that's why this is so important. Mindset Mondays and Freedom Fridays, because I found myself as I was on social media, I'm scrolling and just getting upset because every post is about Nolan Wells or it's some other post that's mentioning some horrible atrocities. Because once the algorithm, once you tap on something or zone in on something, it's going to send you that. It's going to send you that vibe. So for me, again, as a black man growing up in Mississippi and knowing my history, knowing what happened in Mississippi, the same county that I'm from, in the 1950s, where Emmett Till was murdered, which sparked the civil rights movement, helped spark the civil rights movement in the 1950s. Family from Money, Mississippi, Leflore County, where I grew up. My family knew the Till family. And it wasn't that long ago. So when we think about where we are and why we're prideful and why we celebrate, a lot of the things that have made America what it is today, my ancestors took part in that. There was a reason why slaves were taken from West Africa and different parts of Africa, because they knew farming, they knew sharecropping. The very industries that spark America's wealth: tobacco, cotton, rice, all these different things. Our ancestors took part in that. My father fought served the country in the military. Grandfathers fought in wars. Wife's parents, grandparents fought in wars, served this country. So we have a right to be prideful. And I have a right to be upset right now. But also, I know I have to go out into the world and still be productive, still be professional, still be a reflection of my parents, my family, my wife, my kids. So how do we protest? The protest is mental. The protest is working on yourself, contributing to your community, building something, bringing people together, pooling finances together, going to the polls, voting, taking that political power and putting candidates in office in your city or your town that matter. We see, we can't sit back anymore and not vote. We got to start calling people out who don't go to the polls. That's a poverty mindset, because you're not helping us move forward. Yeah, we could talk about the popular vote. We could talk about the electoral college as a filter to put in whoever the powers that be want to select, right? Not elect, select. I understand, but we got to do our part. When President Obama was elected, I worked the polls. I also registered people to vote. I was in a club. As a matter of fact, I was in a club working, getting people registered to vote. Shout out to Troy Ville and Thomas Washington, D. Autry, when they used to do First Fridays. They had people like myself in there getting people registered to vote while they were clubbing. But it's an honor to be able to tell my children that I was a part of the fight, that I was a part of the good fight. When I look back at this video, when they look back at this on YouTube 20 years from now, 10 years from now, it's going to motivate somebody. It's going to inspire somebody. You're going to say Granddaddy was on it. He wasn't just sitting back making money and getting paper. See, so many people have a taker mentality, and that's a part of that poverty mindset as well. Because there's a lot of people that's filthy rich and at the top, but they have a poverty mindset because their mindset is just to be a parasite and just take. So you don't have to just be at the bottom of the caste system or the financial sector to have a poverty mindset. But we have to change our mindset and we have to be contributors. We have to be proactive. We have to move as a collective. And we can be upset. You can be emotional, but there's a way to handle that, and there's a way to channel that energy in a creative way and in a positive way. What are you doing? What are you doing in your community? What nonprofits are you working with? Or is it just all chasing the bag? See, part of my life, I dedicated part of my life to chasing that bag, one half, right? Because you don't work, you don't eat in America. It's a capitalist society. But I also dedicated the other part to philanthropy, to serving. And it's not always money, it's time, it's energy, it's skills, it's talents. There's so many different ways that you can serve. And people are hurting right now. So this is the time to be collective, and this is the time to come together more than anything. So the growth mindset is what we want to focus on. So I can learn. I can improve. I can adapt. I can be open-minded. If you're still walking around with that old ideology of our race is better than this other race, you're still listening to great-great-granddad and them and great Meemaw and them, you got to let that go. Y'all gotta change the game. That ain't gonna fly. Because I am a little upset. Because even when I think about the stuff that happened with the guy, Rick Chow, the guy, Asian guy shot a young black boy because he thought he was stealing. I think this happened out west. And peace and shout out to everybody in the comments. Peace, brother T. Cope. Peace and blessings. Big Boo, what's up? Peace and blessings to all my people joining, man. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for tuning in. Drew, what's up, Drew? So, and type in the comments, what's your word? What's your one word to describe how you're feeling? Just type in the comments. And if you're interacting with this video later on and you're watching the replay, type in the comments. How are you feeling right now? How are you feeling right now? Top of the week. One word. Just get one word to state how you feeling this week. I just want to hear from the audience real quick. Peace and blessings, Brother Bullock. My guy, Udi Wap. How y'all feeling today? Give me one word just to describe how you feeling. Because I've been running my mouth. I'm on a rant right now. Because like I said, I am a little upset. I am frustrated. I feel like it's everybody against black people right now. I really do. And it shouldn't be that way. Confident. Sister Ridgeway, confident. That's good. Confidence is important. That's a growth mindset. Proactive. That's a good word. That's one of my favorite words, Brother Bullock. What are you doing? Don't wait till you're under the circumstances. And see, that's what we have to do. We got to get out of that mindset of we're under the circumstances. Woe is me. Now I'm in this situation. I got to dig my way out of this hole. How do I be proactive and create cushion? How do I plant good seeds as I go out in the world? That's why I talked about philanthropy. It's not about the money. Somebody might come tap me on the shoulder 20 years from now and say, hey, I remember that volunteer work you did, over here. I was one of the people on the other side of that counter. Appreciate that good energy you gave me. Here's 100,000. I'm speaking it into existence, right? That might happen for real. But you got to make sure your karma's good. Got to protect your energy. When you walk out in the world, that's a part of, you are what you attract. You are what you attract. And that's why I'm asking for those words on Monday, because I want you to remember this word that you gave me today, Niet and Ron. Remember the word that you said on Monday. And you build your whole week around that mindset. You build our affirmations around that mindset. So my question for the chat, for everybody, what are we teaching our children? I asked this question weeks ago or months ago when the Carmelo situation happened, which was unfortunate. God rest those young people that lost their lives in that situation. What are we teaching our children? So I have the solution on what we should be teaching our children. And that's to love. Love is the key. Love is the universal religion. Whether you practice Islam, whether you're Catholic, whether you're Buddhist, whether you're Hindu, Sikhism, love is the universal religion. Christian, Catholic, I don't care what you are. Love is the universal religion. God is love. We got to teach our kids that. We got to teach our kids that. And it starts with loving ourselves as parents. That's why I'm doing these lives. You know, one day this show going to blow up. One day you're going to see this and it's going to be 1 million followers and it's going to be hard to get in. You're going to be on the waiting list because it's going to blow up. Because I'm dedicated and committed to my message and my vision. And that's spreading love. Been doing it my whole life. Since the day I learned my name and learned how to spell it. And nobody's perfect. I don't profess to be perfect and claim to be perfect. However, I got a message. And I'm going to keep sharing that message. So, I'm going to leave you with this tonight. I got to hit you with an excerpt. Let me read the comments here. So I'm teaching that life is more than what they see in their communities. Life is actually good. Absolutely. Life is good. And it's only a part of it. This is only a part of it. You know, what we're doing here on this physical plane, this is only a part of it. And, you know, when your soul weighed against that feather, you want to look back at your library, at your life, and you want it to be good. I want God to tell me, you did good. Eddie, you did good. Come on in here. All right. So I'm gonna share a little excerpt here, and this is from Let's Talk About Love, my second self-published book. Make sure you go pick it up on Amazon. Escape from Poverty is on Amazon. Also, Let's Talk About Love is on Amazon as well. But this chapter, I'm just going to share one little quick excerpt. This is the only thing I want you to take from this, or I'll leave you with this. And this is from chapter 2. Love is Blind is the excerpt. I feel like I'm going to do some poetry, like a poetry snap. I feel like I need some lights and some poetry snaps. But only thing I want to say is this. I look at all mankind as part of my extended family. And I believe it's important for you to treat all people the way you want to be treated in return. And that's the golden rule. That's all I wanted to share with you. The golden rule. Or as they say, the platinum rule. Treat others better than you want to be treated. That's what I want to leave you with. So Mindset Mondays. Make it a great week. Just remember, love is the key. God is love. And just focus on having that growth mindset. Think about what your one positive or inspirational word is going to be that you're going to build your week around, build your affirmations around, and we'll come back. We'll come back and talk about this on Friday. I do want to leave you with a few things, though. I'm not going to leave you hanging, though. So I want to leave you a few things that can help you specifically build a growth mindset. So before you go. So number one, this is what I want you to take with you. Audit and shift your internal dialogue. So audit and shift your internal dialogue. So pay attention to your self-talk. A lot of people negative self-talk themselves, or as Zig Ziglar used to say, stinking thinking. A lot of people have stinking thinking. Oh man, don't nobody want me. Trying to find a relationship, but you're saying all the time, oh, don't nobody want me. Oh, I ain't got no hair. I'm bald headed. No, man, you can't think like that. Can't be negative. Can't negative self-talk. I look in the mirror, I say, I got a beautiful milk dud. I got a beautiful bald head. I shine it up every day, put cocoa butter and shea butter on it. So audit the way you talk to yourself. Audit your internal dialogue. So number two, focus on identity-based change. Focus on identity-based change. So one of the things that I have done throughout the course of my life is reinvent myself. If there's something you want to learn, if you want to learn how to sew, you want to learn how to be a bartender, you want to learn how to do pottery. Right now, I'm studying yoga. I'm studying Kama Sutra and Tantra, just in my spare time, learning and reading. Because guess what? One day, I might be a yoga instructor. Because if I can't go and compete and type and stand on my feet and do all these different things, I'm not going to compete with these young people in the workforce in a few years. I'll be a yoga instructor. I'm going to be teaching you all the poses, teaching you how to breathing techniques. So that's what I'm studying. But you got to reinvent yourself. I shared the story that happened during the recession in 2008 when the recession hit, and I went to bartender school and learned how to shake drinks. And the bartender school, I started making more money bartending than I was making in my corporate job. But that sustained me. So once I did go back into corporate America, I still bartended on the side. Looking for a bartender gig now. So I go bartend right now. But so focus on identity-based change. So reinvent yourself. Reinvent yourself consistently. And just make sure you stick to your values, right? It's still going to be you and who you are, but don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. Learn new skills all the time and just put it in your back pocket. Take action. So number 3, take action to create evidence. Take action to create evidence. And what I mean by that is do something. Move. Small wins. Like they say, how do you chop down a tree? One swing at a time. We want to one whack that thing. We want to alakazam and make the tree fall, snap in half. Or get the chainsaw out. No. One chop. One swing at a time. Small wins is what I'm trying to tell you. It's the compound effect. Let those small wins build that momentum. Right? You know how the dung beetle in Egypt, it rolls that ball. It keeps rolling that dung until it becomes this big, big thing. Small wins, they add up. So that's one thing as well. Last thing I'll leave you with is commit to continuous learning. Commit to continuous learning. And that's something that I always talk about. That's something I demonstrate in my life. Have always demonstrated continuous learning, continuous growth. Don't be afraid to learn something new. One of the best lessons my father taught me was learn a little bit of something about everything. And you can talk to anybody. But guess what? When you learn those other things, those are multiple streams of income. Those other skill sets, those certifications. I can look at my drawer right here, next to my desk and show you a stack of certifications, because those are streams of income. Skills pay the bill. So I'm not going to hold you. I hope you enjoy your Monday. Thank you for rocking with me. Remember the lasting words that I want you to remember. God is love. Okay? So have a wonderful week. And I will see you on Friday for Freedom Fridays. Peace and love.